Alright guys, we're gonna lightly see if we can fit the bumper and if everything's clearing. I'm kind of concerned about the fog lights and a couple other things, but the nice thing is we can set this on top here. Let's see. Oh, you can see the intercooler up top a little bit. You can see it down here. Nice. Yo, I like it. I like it. I like it. Ho ho. No way. Is it actually gonna fit? Oh, it is touching a little bit right here. Okay. I think we can trim just a little bit. Let's go underneath and see what we got going on. I don't know that we need to trim it. I think we're good. Maybe trim it just a hair, but it really honestly depends on whether this is already, yeah, this is already most of the way in. Ooh. You guys see that? The intake is right there. That's crazy. This makes me happy. I love the way everything works. Look at the intercooler. Love it. Well shit. I really don't want to cut the bumper, even if it's just a little bit. I think this little bit will flex, but I'm thinking it's gonna rub on the pipe because it is touching, and over time it'll just wear the black right there. So we're gonna make a tiny cut. And then we'll put the bumper on. So I'm thinking this is the point that's making contact. Right there. Let's see if we can fuck this up. I'm kidding. Polyurethane is pretty predictable. You can just shave a little bit at a time. All right. Moment of truth. Gonna go ahead and see if this guy will mount up. Let's see, just to double check, we have this guy here and lights, and this is here on the side. Okay. I wonder what that is. Want to make sure this is guiding in through the side there. Make sure this one as well. There we go. Okay. Slide this. Ooh. Let me see if I can hook that up from underneath, or if I have to do it from up top. Looks like I can get to it from here. It's a little easier. The problem is, I wonder, does it matter which way this goes? Positive, negative. Alright, one's on, one's not. So they were backwards. So we're gonna unplug this and turn it. It looks like it plugs both ways. There we go. We got it on. Alright, let's turn this shit off. Alright guys, this bumper is pretty straightforward. There's not a lot to doing this. Everything's lining up. Everything is lining up perfect. I just want to check clearances. So, looks like the coupler here is touching the emblem, but it's actually, it's fine, I think. Let's see. Wondering if we should rotate those up. Let's do that. Should we? No, I think they're okay the way they are. I'm gonna leave them. Just because everything's already lining up so well. Alright. So this feels nice and solid. Let's check our cut. Look at that. Ooh, almost a little bit of touch. Fuck me. Should we go more or should we leave it? I say we leave it, guys. Let's leave it. I don't want to trim any more than we have to. Okay. Yes, sir. Ooh, what business. Look at that. Wow. I like it. I like it a lot. You know the crazy thing is this vent still has airflow to the brakes, but also the intake is literally right there. Kind of jealous about that. Everything is buttoned up underneath, and just so you guys can see, This does kind of push out on those vents a little bit, the intercooler piping, but I think it'll be fine. I don't think there'll be an issue clearing. As far as the intercooler piping here, looks great. Hello, look at that. Alright, we're gonna move the car out of the jack stands under its own power for the first time. Still in the stock map, but let's see if it starts rough again. It always does that. There we go. Fans real quick. Before I smoke myself out. Sounds pretty good. That tensioner pulley is a little noisy, but not a big deal. I didn't even realize this was back here. Just want to move the car with enough space over here so that I can start taking trim apart so we can do this gauge. Yes, sir. Let's go. Alright guys, those of you that have taken off the seat on these cars know that putting back these seat buckles is a giant pain in the ass. So we're not taking the whole seat off this time because we don't need to. I already know where I want to run my wires, and this gives me enough space. Jesus Christ. Zeus acts like he's dying whenever someone leaves. Bro! Shut. Alright, so there's nothing fun about this. So I forgot to record a little bit, but I did have to hole saw a little hole back there because there's really nowhere to run anything. And I'll show you guys where it poked through. This is all of my wire. The meth injection line is already up here, and I have everything kind of loose so I can start running it all the way to the front. I have to find a way through the firewall still. There should be a ECU rubber grommet up there. So if you guys can see that hole right there. So my wires come through, and see the thick harness. This is what's going to protect my wires and the hose. I'm going to run them right underneath it, and even if somebody leans on this, it won't matter because this thick harness is protecting it. So now I just have to run everything through the molding. Everything's already kind of loose, and I didn't have to take the seat all the way off, but I did have to loosen up this guy so that I can move it over. I'm gonna get past this back section basically so that everything is in the front, and then I'll record some more. Then once everything is here, I already have this loose. I'm gonna find my spacing for the gauge pod, and then we'll start working everything through. We got to run these back to the front, and then I have to find a spot to mount the AEM controller as well, something easy to access depending on how much length there is on this cable. I don't think I'm gonna mount it where I mounted mine because I don't like where mine is, so I'm gonna do it better for Duke, and then we'll use one of these empty ports for the LED for the methanol. That way when it's low it'll flash, or when it's being activated it'll light up. Alright guys, the rear seat is back in, everything's bolted back on, trim's back on, pass through is done, and so we are officially all in this area now, which is going to be a huge pain in the ass. This isn't as bad as it looks. Most of it is stained here, with the exception of a power wire that has to go straight to the battery. So we have to unfortunately I have to get one wire in that way, or I think more than one, and then a lot in this way. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to feed either that side or this side with the pull wire to get the other ones through after. Alright, and so update on the wiring. I have my meth line is ran through here around the trim, and I did replace everything here as well so that we eliminate any possible leaks. I am going to have some spare vacuum line, which will let me dress this up a little bit better. I have my wire here for the AEM kit. It requires full-time power from the battery and then a straight ground. So I'll wire that last probably, tuck it behind the firewall. All the wires are inside of there. My map sensor wiring and our AEM boost reference is also there. So now we're gonna install the gauge, run the wires down, and hook up all the power, and then I'll figure out where to mount the AEM controller. Alright, so the way I like to do this is I just put tape wherever I'm gonna want my gauge, and then what I do is I Sharpie or round the bracket when I have it positioned. So let's say I want it right here. And now I can actually take this apart again and drill my holes, 2 little holes in there. But also I need to drill a decent sized hole on the back for these to go into. I'll show you guys in a little bit how that works. Those of you wondering where I get this gauge pod, it's an Autolite gauge pod. I'll throw it up here for you guys. You can find it on Amazon. It's made out of real carbon fiber, and I have a dual one on my car and I love them. I think they look great. This is all I need, and this guy. So now I'm going to put this here, and basically all I need is my 2 mounting holes. Where's my Sharpie? Right here. There it is, 2 mounting holes. And then also we need to see about how far away we need to do. So this will go right about here like this. So the wires have to go in about here, I would say. There's a trick to this too, and I'll show you guys. So you do a very small hole on the cloth, but you do a star pattern slice on this side, big enough to be able to fit the connectors and wires through, but the cloth itself will shrink over the wires. I think you guys know what I'm talking about. All right, I'm gonna get started. Alright, so the way to do the cloth thing is you have to unglue it first from the plastic before you cut into it. There we go. There we go. And then we got it. Let's see if we can use a hole saw for that one. Small little hole saw. And what I'm gonna do is just go very slowly. Sorry guys, this bench is a mess from all the troubleshooting I was doing yesterday when things weren't going my way. All right. Okay. I'm just gonna kind of hold this out like that. The other. Go. All right, there's our hole. Now let's get these little guys mounted, and then I'll trim them after they're in. So these are a little bit long. I'm gonna trim them real quick, make my life easier. These I like putting towards the back so they're not visible. Stupid ass connectors. Ah, come on. There we go. Okay. There we go. So that's what you'll see like that. And now we can get these guys in here. So get this little tube in here, and then this goes right in. All right, what do you guys think? Yep, looks good. All right, so these are unused right here. This is going to be your wideband. The red is the accessory power, and then one of these, I think it's this guy, or this guy, is a map sensor. And then this just goes to ground. I need to extend this as well. All right, I have some touch-up paint on both sides so that it kind of disappears. I left the inside alone because we still have to tighten it. And I'll let this dry while I do some wiring right now and some lead extensions. All right, I just finished drilling this little LED on here. I don't normally do anything other than just press it in there, and then I tie strap it here. That way it doesn't come off. And this will let us know. This blinks when the water and meth mix is low, or when it's engaged. It's also on just when it's armed. So if it's not on at all, there's a problem. Okay, that should be good. I mean, as long as it doesn't get like pushed in, but there's an easy way to fix it if it does happen. Let's trim this. Oh my god. Tools are scattered, so I can't find anything. But I'm gonna need this to crimp some stuff. And then we'll strip these guys. Gotta double check the wiring diagram too. Oop, cut that too short. There we go. Give her a little ground. All right, so that is gonna go here. This came out pretty good. Came out better than mine, actually. All right, so we'll pause that for a minute, and then see what's next. All right, guys, there's no good place for the AM controller on the ISF. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna just have some length on it, and I'm gonna hide it up there, and then when we need it, we'll just bring it down and adjust it. But there's really no place to display it or to mount it the way I did mine at the bottom, unless it ends up being kind of here, which will look pretty tacky, and you'll end up hitting it with your leg. The other place is here, but then you'll have the wires coming down, and then you'll have to drill into here, which I don't want to do. So the only option is to just leave some length and hide it under there once it's completely set up. Alright guys, I have my my fishing wire in for the pillar, and the wires that I need up there are the wideband, the map sensor, and I need a power and a ground, and that's what I'm sending up there. So I'm gonna, what I'd like to do, because this is such a pain in the ass, I like to get all my wires up there so I can connect them there, and then I will tape them and tie strap them so they don't come apart. And then what I do is I fish it back down, and then I put the pod back in. So that's what I'm doing right now, and this never goes in easy. So you have to like work it back and forth. The problem is I have no idea where I fed it through, so you could be getting caught somewhere. Alright, got them. They're right here. And then now I will separate them and get all my terminations for the gauge. Here's the tricky part, is this little flap needs to go in there, and my hands don't fit. There we go. I got it. Okay. Now we got to turn this little guy sideways so that it goes in here, and the best thing for that is my long needle noses that I have no idea where I put them. Oh, babe, can I have those? Thank you. Okay. So this will be this way. You fucking bitch. Just get in there. There we go. Turn. Okay. Ooh. There she is. I wish you guys knew how hard this actually is to pull off, but I'm sure you'll understand it if you do it yourself. Oh, that looks beautiful. Okay, let's wire the bottom and get done with this shit. Alright guys, I opted out to do the AM controller under the seat. That way you can just pull it out, make the adjustments, and tuck it back in when you don't need it. That is ran through the carpet, through here, so that you don't see the wire going across. All of this is back on. My fuse tabs are in, and the AEM armed status light is there, as well as that one, so you can see either or. The gauge is in. Now I have to just test to see if the accessory works with the key on. And I've already had a couple of already had a couple of fuse tabs that were on all the time, so that's not good. I had to swap them out. And also we can no longer use this cover. Oh, fuck me, come on. So I'm just gonna put it in the dash form. So okay. Yeah. Nope. That's a no on both the gauge and this. Unless we were to start it. Nope. Alright, let's try a different fucking fuse. God damn it. Alright, let's try it again. Yes. Alright, the gauge is on. AM is on. Yep. And you'll see it flashing basically. Oh, come on. So it's flashing because there's no methanol in the tank right now. And that's what this means. But if Alright guys, moment of truth. She's idling really good. The AFR is a little lean, but it's reading good. Okay. Alright, we're gonna go test drive her next. Spills boost quick, bro. It's so much faster than when I drove it home. Let's fucking go. Alright guys, now that the car is running and it has a decent baseline tune, I'm gonna go ahead and trim the engine pieces and start covering everything up, make it look as clean as possible. Duke is bringing a couple of parts today, and then we're gonna get his first impression on the build and the car, and we'll get a good reaction on his expressions when he drives it. When I drove it last night after tuning it, I was pleasantly surprised. So we got a lot of good footage for you guys. Stick around and let's dive into this. Alright guys, so I am going to purge some of this oil. I don't like the consistency of it. It's a little too dark. It's not as blue as I would like it, especially for a kit that has been used and needs to be well maintained. So what I did was I disconnected the outlet here. I plugged the hose that goes to the outlet, and I'm gonna pump slowly some air in here and then bleed out a little bit of it. And whatever amount I bleed out is the amount that I'm gonna put back in, because I had the perfect amount in it earlier. So that's what we're gonna do. There we go. You guys see how dark that is? All right, guys, so we got about 500 milliliters of some very nasty shit. So we're gonna fill it. All right, guys, so there's definitely, this is a darker fluid, but you can see the hint of blue all around. It's only dark because it's condensed, but you can see the hue of blue all over. I busted my hose. I had to fix it. It's a whole new thing I just learned how to do because I didn't want to drive out of here. So I had to take this off and then run a heat gun through it while pressing it back in. That was a fucking pain in the ass. I'm gonna do a little bit of oil at a time, maybe about half. And see where we're at afterwards. God, I can't dump this because I don't have any more. All right, we're gonna trim a couple of parts. Probably end up trimming more of this actually once that RR Racing brace gets here. Duke is on his way over here, so, but for now I just want to trim what I know needs to be trimmed because of the supercharger here. So we'll just start cutting here. If you guys are new to this channel, you should know that I act first and ask questions later. Alright, so that's our starting point. Let's see what we got. Okay, looks like we're gonna have to trim here a little bit. Ooh, I'm excited about that. I can do a little circle to show the whole reservoir. Are we lined up? That's where we should be right there actually. Maybe even more. And then this actually starts here. Okay. Some of these are hard angles, so you have to trim a little bit at a time. And then I can start shaping it this way. And before you guys say anything, I don't like Dremels. They're slow, they melt plastic, they smell. This is way faster for me usually. Okay, so we need to trim more here, but we're looking decent over here, and we might want to go this route here. Pushes down. This might end up scraping here, and we don't want it to do that, and then we need a little more here. Like that. Oh, I like me right key. All right. We can work with it though. Sorry guys, battery died. Alright. Trying this little plastic. Not quite. Oh, it actually goes all the way down here. Like that. This way. Okay. Not quite. Wow, okay. What if I turn it? There we go. Alright, that's all we needed was to turn it a little bit. But maybe this part here. Alright, let's see if we can clean it up a little bit with the knife. But for now, this is what we got. Nice and clean. And then essentially what we would have is this as well. Ooh. This goes here. Okay. This tab right here. Oh, there it goes. Okay. Look at that. All of this lines up. Good. This is good. It's hiding the map sensor back there. Alright, the one piece I was contemplating on was this guy. And the reason why is because I think I can chop it right here and cover this spot. And I'm gonna do that. So the way we're gonna do it is right here. So kind of more like that almost. All right, so that's how we're looking right now. And what's next is the cover. So let's start by trimming just a little bit. So I'm gonna line up where it kind of looks like it'll snap in place, and looks like something like that. And I'm gonna start where this portion and this portion right here, and I'm gonna be a little conservative. Now I can cut across here to my ending point. battery as well. Draw that up a little bit. So all right, so I think what we can do is maybe, I mean, I still got to see if it's possible, but it's looking like we're gonna have to trim under here and then almost have the F be slightly under so that I can get this in here, maybe. Okay, I think we got it dialed in, and this motherfucker, I think maybe through here, like this. Ta-da! All right, we got enough trimmed here on the sides. I had to trim a little extra, and then this little path right here, you guys will see right now. Okay. All right, we're taking off the screws to see how much of that brace we got to trim. I would like to be able to put it on without taking off that elbow. I was able to do it on my RCF, so I'm hoping we can do that on the ISF. So this brace isn't going on because it's kind of like warped a little bit. I don't know how, but we're gonna try to bend it just a hair. Is it in?
Yep.
Fuck me.
You got the fry.
What's this ring right here? All right, there we go. Now we get the mallet, little baby mallet. You know what? Maybe over here. All right.
No way.
Get
bro.
these bolts on. That looks pretty fucking sexy, dude.
Bro, I should. You're recording up.
Yeah. What?
No, dude.
What are you gonna say? You gotta. You want to call Carl? Show him his brace.
Thanks for the race.
Thanks for the brace. We let's get a little touch up on these little sections. Yeah, I know, but I got the Lexus white touch up.
077?
I don't know. I don't know.
For your GS?
The one for the GS, yeah.
Yeah, no, it's not the same.
What am I looking for? Oh, the fucking bolts. I mean, I need hood pins because I was doing a bunch of like pulls and like 60 to 130s and shit. Like that's why I wanted it, because, and then I thought about going to the half mile when like the no fly zone comes, right? So that's the only reason I did it. But if you're just daily driving and doing like small pulls, I don't think you need them.
Okay, cool. No, I'm not dealing this car, fuck. This would be the ultimate daily though, Supercharged ISF.
Yeah, the fucking street kit, putting down 6.8 fucking pounds of boost.
Yeah.
What kind of fucking street kit is that?
Yeah.
Rothy. Is I think there's something to the older kits that were considered the 780 kits, I think. But this, even on the paperwork, it says it's a 625. Yeah. I'm gonna save that for the wrench. They don't want to deal with some of this shit, dude. Okay.
You don't blame them?
Yeah. Yeah, where I'd be upset. If somebody brought me this kit, I'd be like, get the fuck out of my shop.
No.
Get out of here.
The intercooler looks crazy.
Look at. What's going on here? I don't know if I like this.
Bro, whatever you want to do. If you want to cut that shit off, cut it off. I'm not gonna trip about like a $100 plastic piece when now I'm fucking over.
Alright guys, engine bay is fully buttoned up. And I think she came out pretty good. Look at that shit.
So,
there's so many little details on this that nobody's ever gonna know they're there.
piping and shit.
I did have to trim your bumper just a hair, but you can barely tell.
Trim my bumper like.
Right here, where the intercooler pipe is.
Oh, okay. Whatever.
Alright guys, so I got the car back on jack stands because I forgot to calibrate the AFR sensor. With everything that was going on, it's just something that slipped through the cracks. So I'm going to show you guys how to recalibrate it. It's pretty simple. On an Innovate, basically what you do is you unplug the wideband sensor from the exhaust, and then you disconnect it from the top, which our connection will be somewhere up here is where I left it. So we'll unplug it, and then we'll turn on the car, and then it'll go automatically into calibration mode because the sensor won't be plugged in. When it's ready to calibrate, you plug it back in, and the wideband has to be sensing free airflow, not in the exhaust. And then once that's done, you obviously leave it plugged in, reconnect the sensor back in, and then you're good to go. All right, the sensor is now disconnected. The wideband sensor, at least. Screwdriver. There we go. Oh no. I thought it dropped down. I was like, no. Okay, let's put this somewhere. Okay. All right, so last step is, well, not last step, but the next step is we're gonna turn on the car on accessory. All right, you guys will notice I missed recording this part, but it said CAL up here, and then it should read 22.4 AFR for free flow air AFR. Basically the O2 just dangling underneath the car. So it's just heating up, takes about 30 seconds. There we go.
Tell me why I feel the fucking weight.
It's gonna feel a little different. I don't know. To me, I only drove it the one day, NA. But then, yeah. So we can get gas.
Yeah.
Go left.
Go left.
Yeah. Dude, I missed my car, but I also I was actually excited to data log this and like drive it more. Because I was like, what?
Bro, just like me not having the car for like less than a week, I'm sitting in the car. I'm like, damn, I fucking missed this car.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Dude, less than a week and we boosted this bitch.
Yeah. Sorry. Freeway.
You're up to temp, dude. So just fucking
freeway.
Yeah, check it out. See what it can do. So I have your methanol right now, right about when it hits like 3 pounds of boost. You can get out. Don't follow the freeway.
The sun's blinding me. This is dope.
Alright, what do you think?
Oh man, this thing's
What do you think?
Oh man.
Hey, did it?
We're driving the car.
Hello.
Babe, the car's fast.
I bet.
Yeah, it's pretty fast.
Someone's happy.
Yeah, I'm happy.
Yeah, you sound like you're on cloud 9.
You know what he's really happy about? his little gauge on his fucking pillar pod.
That my girlfriend bought.
Oh yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, I know. She went the back door route and asked my best friend what she should give me for Christmas.
Hey, but you really wanted those AirPods.
Fuck you. Fuck you.
He loves them, okay? He won't admit it.
Oh, he admitted it. He told me he would never repeat it again, but he admitted it.
I plead the fifth. There's a fucking cop.
Two witnesses over there.
I thought you were gonna be done like around 6 o'clock.
I finished early.
Oh. She's been tattooing people all day.
You tattooing people? You doing those little tiny smiley faces?
Well, some people want big pieces. I did a big piece today, and then you small.
A big smiley face?
A big smiley face.
This gauge is so dope, so.
Okay, well, you have fun. I'll see you.
Okay, I'll call you back, babe.
Okay.
Okay, bye. Bro,
You
so
fucking simp ass motherfucker. Babe, I'm in my car.
fuck you.
Babe, listen to how happy I am.
Oh man. All right.
Oh man. All right, let's data log a little bit.